Hi everybody, it's Matthew here from Bead Spider. How are you all doing today? I've been very busy the last week. We had a slightly different video planned for today, but so my sister had her baby this week, and so I've been doing a lot of errand running, a lot of here and there and back and forth and collecting beds and all sorts of things, running around all over the place. So we've kind of gone for something a bit more streamlined today. We've got a great sale going on this weekend. If you saw it while you were waiting, we've got a sale on our Preciosa, our Miyuki, and our Toho seed beads. So if you head over to the website, you've got until Sunday night, so not too long, a little bit over, so 2.5 days or so that you've got. And in that time, you'll be able to get a discount on any Delicas, any Miyuki seed beads, any Preciosa seed beads. There's some other Preciosa products on sale as well. And then, of course, we've got our Toho on sale too. So I think in total, it works out about 800 products. And now with that, we've also added, I think, just short of 200 new products, all of which are on sale as well. So if you click the little link down below, there's a link that will take you to where our Delicas are, which we've added about 100 new colors to that and 100 new, like, size 11s, size 8s, size 15 Miyukis. Lots and lots to go and have a look at. Which we've just managed to get up just in time for today, even with all of the craziness going on. And because of that, because we're doing this sale, I'm going to show you how to make some really fun little shapes with Miyuki Delica beads. So I'm not going to do it in brick stitch. If you're thinking, oh, it's just making stuff in brick stitch, I actually don't use any brick stitch at all. I'm actually going to be using the majority of my stuff doing peyote, circular, like variations on circular peyote to create really interesting 2D shapes that you can actually stitch together to make little 3-dimensional shapes. So like, for example, I'll show you just here what I mean, and I'm going to show you both of these. These are just a nice little sample piece I made. If you're ready, here we go. So this little piece just here, this little triangle piece. So you can see it's a really cute little triangle piece that I've made just here. It's double-sided though, which by making it 2 pieces together, you can actually make it a stud earring. So I'm going to show you how to make a triangle. Depending on how much time we've got, I've got a repertoire of shapes that I can show you. So I'll definitely show you the triangle because it's a nice, simple, easy one to start off with. There's also, I'll probably do a square. There's a diamond, which looks really nice as well. I can show you how to do an isosceles triangle, which this one is isosceles, but also this is an equilateral triangle, and I'll show you how to do the isosceles as well. There's a lot of different shapes. We'll see how much time we have, but if you want to go and get any of our, I think it's 300 different Delicas, they're all on sale for the next couple of days. So go check those out, and let's do some learning. Let's see who we've got joining us already. I see we've got quite a few people. Purple Penny was the first one here. She said, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, everyone. So a little bit like watching the Truman Show. Good afternoon, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. In case I don't see you. We've also got Colleen here. We've got Stacy. Rebecca is here. Colleen says she's pulled out some random Delicas. Made a makeshift beading table out of a wooden chopping board and a piece of felt. Got my cup of tea and she's ready to go. So I've pretty much got exactly the same. I've got a nice little bead mat just chilling up here. I've got myself my Delica beads. I've got my Matthew mug as well. And let's do some learning, shall we? But yeah, have you made many shapes like these before? I think, oh, whoops, I need to get rid of that little comment. There we go. Lots and lots of people look excited for making these shapes. Yeah, great. Wonderful. So many people watching. This is great. But yeah, so I'm going to just pick some random colors. I'll do one which I think you'll like this because it's going to give us a bit of an ombre effect. I've got myself a nice big, almost like a bucket of little leftover Delica beads that I've got, which I'm going to start using to sort of create like a nice ombre effect. I was considering using my mermaid beads from last week, but oh, speaking of which, if you haven't got it, you've got until this weekend, on Sunday, the free bonus is still included. So if you get our mermaid bracelet, which is odd count peyote, I did this last week. If you want to get this, it's still on sale, but will include our abstract designs odd count peyote pattern bundle as well. So you'll get the mermaid piece just here, which includes full instructions on how to do odd count peyote. It shows you how to do both ends of the class, plus I did these in the video, so go check them out if you want to. But yeah, you'll get that as well as these patterns, these are the 5 different patterns that you'll get just up here for additional bonuses. So we're not giving you the beads for them, but they're really going to be fun to make, I think. You've got the full word chart for each one. So if you want to get that, you can get that. It is available if you want to purchase it for £5 in our patterns section. Otherwise, you're more than welcome to get the little mermaid kit and you'll get the pattern bundle for free. Yeah, so let's see. Where are we? There we go. I'll put these down. I will get myself out some beads. I'm going to get a few sort of reddy, pinky, purpley tones out, I think, to do this little triangle piece first. Because like I said, I'm going to start with a triangle and then we'll progress from there. I'm going to just do like a sort of a basic shape. This one that I showed you here, how it's got the stripes on it, I might show you this towards the end if there's a bit of time, and then how you can turn it into a stud earring, which essentially you just need a really nice little flat back earring like this one here. See how it's got a nice, it's pretty much almost flat. You can just use that. You don't need any glue or anything. We're going to just sort of house it inside the piece to make that little earring there. But anyway, I'll show you how to make some pieces, and don't let me forget, because I will show you at the end how exactly we can join them to each other to make that into the finished full-size piece. Let me just prepare my comments so I can see them while I'm working. I can see all of your comments coming through. Yes, there we go. Lovely. I can see people are talking about the roof of the O2 Arena. Yeah, I hear it because we've got a big storm here in the UK. The roof of the big O2 Arena has come off completely, which is a bit crazy, really. But I can see people are talking about that one in the comments. So anyway, like I said, I'm going to use just a few little Delica beads just here. I'm going to get them out, and then I'm going to begin with making this little triangle. Like I said, I'm going to go with, I think, a sort of an ombre. Do you know what? Yeah, I will. I'm going to go with an ombre from, like, pinks to purpley sort of colors, lights to dark, and so forth. Just get a few little beads out. We're not going to need too many for our triangle. If I'd been slightly more organized, if I'd been in a bit less of a rush today, I would have got all of these beads out in advance. But, of course, you know, life gets in the way, especially when there's a newborn, a little newborn baby who's arrived just on Valentine's Day, actually, but he wasn't called Valentino, so don't worry. We considered it. Well, actually, I thought about it, but it's not my baby, so it was never going to be likely. Okay, so I've got out 2 colors of beads. I'll get out a couple more, sort of slightly redder ones. We're not going to need many of each. I hope I'm not going to regret these color choices, because I've only got a few of them. There we go. Just using my little leftovers, which is always kind of fun to do, isn't it? Hi to Ellie, by the way, who's just joined us. This is my last color I'm going to get out. And there we go. So you can use literally any colors you want, but I'm using different ones, especially so that you can see the the different steps as I go along. So here we go. There we are. We're all prepared. I'm going to be using a nice brown colored thread because hopefully that will stand out nicely as I'm working. We're not going to need anything more than probably 50 centimeters or 60 centimeters. I've got about 1 meter, which is more than enough, but should be, you know, your thread should go far with this little technique just here. So here we go. Let's just separate these out, and then there we go. We're kind of going to go, actually I'll swap these two, this one and this one, and we're going to go from like a light pink to sort of a reddier, browner tone towards the end. So these are the 4 colors I'm going to use for this very first little project. You can't quite see the colors of this. They're all sitting sideways, but it doesn't matter. So anyway, I've got myself just a normal beading needle. I've got a size 11 beading needle as per usual. These are the ones that come with all of our kits. All of our kits come with a thread and needle, not Ned and Threedle. A thread and needle, so this is the sort of thing you can expect to get when you buy any of our Spider-on beading thread. So I'm just going to put my needle onto that little end there. I will begin the very first little step to this project, which I'll start with the brown, actually, I think. Brown? Shall I go pink to brown or brown to pink? Well, I say brown. It's not really. It's like a really lovely metallic sort of coppery color. Shall I do this on the inside or the outside? Obviously, the outside will have more beads. The insides will be less beads. I might go with the pink on the inside. I liked the look of that little bead. So essentially, we only need to use 1 color at a time to start with this. So if I just pop this onto my bead mat, first things first, we're doing a triangle. So for the most part, when you're doing these designs, the first thing that you're going to do is create a little ring of beads that is made up of the number of sides that you want to use. So for example, a triangle has 3 sides. So my very first little ring of beads is going to be made up of 3 little Delica beads just there. So let me just zoom in. There we go. 3 little Delica beads. Obviously, the reason I'm using Delicas is because they are very precise in shape and more or less allows me to get very accurate work. So I'm going to use my Delicas here. I've got 3. I'm going to just pass through them all once more to turn them into a loop. And you can see now if I just tie, I'll zoom out a bit so that the camera's not going quite so crazy at the beginning. I'll tie these 2 ends together. I'll slide it down a bit more. Tie the 2 ends together. And you'll see that's going to bring my little circle into a nice little trio there. See that? Nice little trio. So I'll just tie them together once more so I don't have to worry about it coming undone. And then I'll begin. Might scooch my chair just a little bit closer to the table as well so that I'm not stretching out to get to where I need to be. Here we go. So 3 little beads. That's the very first step. Because we're doing a triangle, we need 3 beads. One's going to be per edge, each corner essentially. So now that I've gone through here, basically I'm going to pick up 2 beads into each little corner. So pick up, if we say I'm exiting from, well, I'll thread through just to get away from, get this knot kind of a bit more out the way. Pull that through. Oh, I'll stick it in right-hand view, shall I? Yeah. I know you guys like it when it's in right-hand view. There we go. So now that it's in right-hand view, look, you can see my working thread is coming out of this little bead here, and we're going to work in just basic circular peyote to start with. So we'll pick up 2 little beads, exiting from this bead. We're going to work around and into the next bead. See that? Very, very simple stuff to begin with. So once we pull that tight, you'll see we've got these 2 little beads sitting sort of outward from the central 3. Then I'm going to do the same again. So I'll pick up 2 more beads, 1 and 2. And now I'm going to just pass into the next little bead around the corner. So pull that one tight too. And now you can see we've got our 3 little central trios. So 1, 2, 3. Then we've got our first outer bead pair, our next outer bead pair. Maybe I should have done this with another color already. Doesn't matter. And I'll just pick up 2 more. We're going to go through the 3rd little pair again. So we pass into the next bead, and then we continue through and out of the very first bead that we added in this step. So see that? There's the first pair of beads. So we're going to just go through the first single bead only. So if I pull that all the way through nice and tight, you'll see we've now got our 3 central beads right there in the middle, and then there's 2 at the top, 2 on one side, and 2 at the other side. See that? So now that we're exiting from this little point here, basically what we'll do, again, I'll use this same color for now. We're going to, actually, I'll change colors. I'll change colors just so you can see what I'm doing. Let's go with, I think this one will look a bit nicer. Let's go with this one second, shall we? I'll get myself out a few of each of the little beads. Yeah. Okay. So I'll pick up this one. So we're exiting from the center of a group of 2 beads. See that? So the very first group of 2 beads that we added in the first iteration, we're going to go around and pick up 2 beads again and into that next little bead. So technically it's like a little herringbone stitch almost, but it's not quite. So pick up 2 and we'll go down into that next little bead. See that? So see how it's just sort of sticking out on the end there? Now I'll pick up just 1 bead. We're not exiting from a little group of 2 right now, are we? We're not exiting from there. We're exiting from this bead just before it. So I'll pick up just 1 bead and pass into the next one. So kind of like just normal peyote, you just fill the gap, fill the ditch, whatever it is that is the term you like to use. So there we go, we'll fill that one. I'm exiting from a group of 2, so I'll pick up 2. And I'll pass down into that next little bead, like so. So there we go. Pull that tight. Now again, we're not exiting from a little pair of beads. See, there's the next pair of beads there on the end. I'm exiting from this one. I'll pick up just 1 little bead just here, and I'm going to pass into that next little Delica bead there. By the way, if you're new to these tutorials, don't forget to please like this video, share this video especially because we've got that big sale going on at the minute. That people might be interested in getting some new Delicas or seed beads and whatnot. If you, like, share, subscribe to our YouTube channel. I know we've got about 30,500 people. There we go. So I'm adding 2 into this little gap here. Pull that one tight as well. You can just position them if they're not sitting just right. There we go. And now I'm almost all the way back round. So I have to do like before. I'm going to go into this gap, into that one, and then we're going to step up by going into the very, very first bead that we added, but not any others after that. So I'll pick up 1 little bead, go in there and out that second bead, just that very, very first bead that we added in this step. So I'm going into this bottom one and out of that first one there as well, both beads. So as I pull that tight, just make sure that sits nicely in there. See how it's sort of getting that little triangle shape to happen? It's looking good, isn't it? So now we're going to continue essentially doing the exact same thing again. So now, because I'm exiting from a center of 2 beads, I'll pick up 2 and go down into that little bead there. Pull that tight. So see that? That's going to give us that little bit of extra shape onto the corner. That's like a nice little corner right there on the edge that we're going to be working from. Now, if we have a look, I'm not exiting from one of those little corner sections, so I pick up just one bead. But if you have a look, there's actually two little gaps which I'll fill before I get to that next corner. So every time we do this same repetition, you'll find that there's actually one extra corner that we're going to be needing, one extra bead that we need to add every time. I'm making a triangle, by the way, which is what Rhonda has just asked. She said, what shape are you making? I'm making a triangle. So yeah, just keep going. There we go. Now that's added 1, 2, 3 beads. I'm going to add another 2 little beads there because I'm coming out of this same little corner. So it's really easy. When you get to a corner, you pick up 2 beads in that gap. So see there, picking up 2 beads into that gap. Now I'm going to just work in regular old peyote stitch, which essentially, if you are completely new, is where you take one bead, you skip this little first bead, and you go into this second bead. You can see which one is which, because these ones sit down, and the ones we want to go into sit upwards. So it gives us a bit of a lattice shape as we continue. So there you go. We're sort of creating that triangle as we go. I might need to turn up my little light a little bit, just to try and get rid of some of that shadow. There we are. That's better, isn't it? Is that better now, or is it too bright now? What do we think? So, pick up one bead into the next corner. There we go. And now I'll pick up 2 more. So we can go 1, 2 little beads into the next one. Pull that nice and tight. And then we'll go... oops. Oh well, whatever. Doesn't matter. Now we'll go into the next little bead. So we'll pick up one of these. Pass into there. Pull that tight. And then we're going to continue almost there. So we back to the beginning. So what we're going to do is pass into this bead here and then step up into the very first bead that we added into this little circle. Rebecca says this would look great as a little clasp or a button. Yes, you could. You could use something like this, or maybe a square, whatever shape takes your fancy, as a nice little clasp piece where you can make like a loop and a little piece like this, and it could look really, really nice. That's why I made a hexagon last time. But anyway, so now that we've got this triangle, I'm exiting from this little corner, so I'm going to choose my next color now so that you can see that one as well. Pick up 2 beads of your next color, and I'm going to go into the very next bead. See that? So it is technically a teeny weeny little herringbone stitch that we've done just there. See that? Nice little herringbone. And we're ready to now peyote the edges. But if you have a look, because we've added that 1 extra bead iteration, we've got 1, 2, 3 gaps to fill now. So it's just getting that little bit bigger every single time that we do it. We're adding an extra bead in at the corner every time, and that's why it just gets that little bit larger every single time we go round. So I'll keep going very quickly now. I'm back at the corner, so I'll pick up 2 beads for the corner, just like we've been doing all along. 1, 2, into this little corner here. There we go. And now I'm going to just continue with that same peyote stitch. So what we're doing, we're going to fill each of these gaps with just 1 bead. So pick up a bead and into that next little up bead, pull it tight, grab the next little Delica bead, up, fill the gap, pull it tight, and there you go. That's popped nicely in that gap. Pick up another Delica bead, pass into the next little corner, pull that tight, and now once again we're going to pick up 2 little beads. So 1, 2, and if we go down into this little bead here, That's going to turn us around that corner once more. Just sort of position them if you need to. There we go. And now I'm going to peyote up this edge. So if we have a little look, I'm going to jump from this bead, fill the gap to the next one. Then pick up a bead, jump into the next little bead, pull that tight. And now if we have a look, I'm going to go from here, skip this first bead. I know I'm all the way back at the beginning here, so I need to go into here and then step up into that last size bead. Rhonda asks, what size Delicas? I'm using size 11, but you can use whatever size you want, really. It doesn't really matter. You can even use other brands of cylinder bead. I'm just using Delicas because they are the most common, readily known. In fact, you could even use seed beads if you want to. You don't get as good of a shape, but it's still pretty nice. So there you go. You can see it's sort of coming together. I'll do another row. And we're just going to keep working outwards, just in that same way. So from the corner, we pick up 2 beads. Plug that in. Through there. And now I'm going to just peyote along this little edge. Pull that tight. Through the next bead. What do we think about this? Do we like it? Yeah, Wayne says they're probably 11s, and he's correct. They are 11 Delicas. They are the most common size, the most readily available, easiest to get a hold of, and the color and the size that we have the most stock of. I think as of today, as of about 2 hours ago, we now have in the region of 300 colors. I added 41 new colors just today. So I'm in the corner, so I pick up 2 beads, go down into that next little corner, other side of the corner, get it nice and tight, and we can continue round. And you see, there's a lot of different shapes that you can, sort of patterns that you can create along the top if you want to. When you're doing these little designs, I'm literally just choosing whatever colors I had to hand, and I'm just doing 2 rows of each to sort of help you see exactly where we are. Just fill that last little gap there. There we are. Get this out the way. So I've done 2 sides now, so you can see they're a little bit bigger here and here, and then this side is small, so I know I still got to keep going on that little edge there. So if I just rotate this out of the way, let's pick up 2 little beads, 1 and 2, and I'm going to pass down the side just there. And then once I get to the end of this one, I was going to do a whole row in the brown, but I'm not going to after all. Let's go into that next bead. And the next. 2 more beads, and then I'll step up. And I'll show you how to finish off to make it really look super triangle-y, but also what we'd need to do so that we can attach a back piece to it. So I'll just add that last bead, jump into this one, skip this gap here, into that bead, and then step up into our corner. So just through there, up, all the way into the corner, pull tight, and there you go. Our triangle is just that little bit bigger now. See that? Oop, there we go. This is where I need to be. So now I'll show you how we can finish this off as a really cute little triangle now. So what's missing is a little point on the corner, essentially. So we'll just add, let's fill the gaps now to create this little corner. Now, this little bit here as well is important when it comes to like stitching the 2 pieces together to make that little earring. So if we have a look, I'm going to just take 1 bead here and go into that next one. So when I do this, you'll see it just really finishes that corner off and makes it that perfect triangular corner shape. So this is sort of the, you can just keep going, making the triangle as big as you want, but as long as you finish by doing this process of adding one teeny weeny little bead into the corner, it gives you a really nice shape. The great thing as well is when it comes to making the back side, which actually maybe this can be the back side and I'll do a front side that's a slightly patterned one. Do you want to see the pattern of a triangle first, or shall I do some other shapes and then come back to doing a pattern later? What do you think? Comment in, everyone. What would you like to see? Would you like to see how to add the pattern in? Like, for example, how I've done on this. Shall I show you how to do the triangle and just make the full earring first and then move on to other shapes? Or do you feel like you're pretty comfortable with the triangle and you'd like to see some other shapes? Because like I said, I do have other shapes. There's squares and pentagons and diamonds and teardrops and all sorts of different shapes I can show you. But if you want to see like a whole project first, comment in. Do you want to see, because I'll do the square next, do you want to see the square, or do you want to see how to do a like that striping pattern? Come on, everyone, comment. What would you rather see? I see we've got lots and lots of people commenting over on YouTube, but not so many on Facebook. So come on, Facebook friends, let's compete with those YouTube viewers, seeing as we're live on both simultaneously, and see which, have your vote. Sandy says, I want to see other shapes. So I'll do a square based on what Sandy wants. What does everybody else think? Yep, Angela, she's on Facebook. See, now we've got the Facebook people commenting in. Yep, everybody's saying, show me the other shapes. I want to see other shapes. Let's see other shapes. Yep, other shapes, says Jackie. Other shapes, says Michelle, Ellie. Everybody says other shapes. We've got consensus, I think. So far, not a single person has said, show me how to do the stripes. Not one. Let's see. Colleen says she wants the teardrop. I'm going to get more complex as I go. I'm just going to start with basic ones, but then I'm going to get more and more complex as we go. So if we wait just a minute. Here we go. I'll show you the last little bead in this one here. And then we will progress. Ah, great idea.
A lady just rang.
Right. We just had a phone call to our office from a lady who had an idea on how we could use these little triangle pieces, which is cool. There we go. So, there's our little triangle piece there. You can see by adding that final row, we get this gorgeous little point on the tip of each little corner. Wait, let's just bring this here. See, look at that. Doesn't that look really nice? It's a perfect shape. It fits so beautifully. And now, I'll show you some ideas. There was a lady who phoned us at our office to tell us this idea. But essentially, because we sell little cufflink pieces, and they've got a nice little flat back just here, you could glue that to your cufflink piece and have it as a cufflink button. See that? What do we think about that? Isn't that a clever idea? They didn't tell me who it was that phoned up to tell us that they thought that they would make fantastic little cufflinks, but that is one idea. Look at that. That could be really cool as a cufflink. You could do it in the square or any of the shapes, but just glue it onto these little cufflink pieces, and they are a great present for men. Easy idea. What a great idea. So anyway, that's the one idea. The easy way as well is if you've got this flat back ear wire, which you should be able to get these from our website, nice flat back ones. You can just have a look where the dead center, you know how we started with this little ring of 3 beads in the center? Well, this nice thin little piece will fit very nicely. You just press it inside and then it will fit nicely inside that little central gap. You don't need any glue. You just make your second triangle and you stitch them one on top of the other. But yeah, look at that. What a good idea. Colleen says, I'm going to make cufflinks. But that is a good idea. But yeah, there you go. So you can see, once you've done that, it's a really, really easy way to turn it into an ear wire. You just make your matching one, and then you can stitch them. So if you have a look, see where I've got the red? You make another triangle that's the same size as your red, and then you just join it in the exact same way. So it would fill this gap exactly, and you use your copper beads as your little stitching ones. So there we go. You could use it to make a brooch, says Evelyn as well. So lots and lots of people coming up with ideas. What other ways would you use it? Someone earlier said you could use it as like the bar piece of a toggle, which I think is a cool idea as well. But let's move on to the next shape. I'll go with a square. Squares, again, it's a nice, easy shape. Again, the process is similar, a little bit different. Slightly more complicated on the corners. My tea's already going cold. So anyway, I'm going to put away those little beads that I've just been using, and I'm going to get out some other colours. What sort of colours take your fancy? Do you want to see some blues, maybe teals, purples? I know which colour purple penny's going to suggest. Do you want to see, what have I got? I've got oranges, which are fun. I don't know. What colour shall I make my square? I'll do the corners in one colour, and I'll do the rest as one main colour. So just going to use two colours on this one. So what do you want to see? What's everybody's suggestion? And I'll see what I've got in my little basket of leftover goodies. Jermaine's bead stash. So I've got a really nice sort of corally colour I could use. I don't know. Or maybe a nice opaque blue tone. I've got a grey. Ooh, greens. There's a nice gold here. Ooh, a silver-lined orange. Ooh, I like that. I really like that one. Teal, says Tina. Use bright colour, says Angela. Well, this is definitely a bright colour. What do we think about this? And hopefully I've got maybe like a yellow. Or what goes nicely with an orange? We could go with like a blue. That's something pretty different, isn't it? That's really out there. What do we think about these two? Do we like the orange and the blue? Maybe? What do you think? That's kind of an interesting combo. Or maybe orange and a... Nah, don't think so. I could maybe go... Don't know. What do we think? I've got a really nice silver colour here. I don't have too much of that though. I'd have to use this for my corners. Maybe I'll use that one a bit later for another shape. Yeah, let's go with these two, shall we? I think these are fun. So if I just bring myself now, we're going to start in a very, very similar way this time. So if I just get myself some beads out. So where are my triangles? Here they are. Because these triangles definitely make the process of picking them up and getting them out a billion times easier. And they're only like 50p each, so they're really inexpensive. They are great little tools for picking up and putting down your beads. So look, I can put them here on my little bead mat. And if I need to pick them up, I can just scoop them back on. Clever, isn't it? So anyway... where are we now? So I'll use the silver-lined orange, which I think is a really lovely, rich colour. And I'll use this. It's called Sparkling Purple-Lined Aqua Luster. What a lovely name. That sounds great, doesn't it? Sparkling Purple-Lined Aqua Luster. So this is our colour number 57 on our website. It's number... it's still in right-hand view. 284. There we go. Color 284. So, let's get some of those out as well. Just a few. And then I'll make myself a nice little square. Oop. There we go. That will do. Good thing is the box definitely makes it easy to put them away too. So I'll use... Which thread is going to stand out more? I think this will do nicely. I've got a nice rich red colour. It's like a great colour I like. Here we go. Let's give ourselves roughly about the same amount again. I had plenty left over when I did it just before. So, 60, 70 centimetres. The best part of a yard, if you're working in yards, whichever you prefer. It's more than enough. So I'll just thread my needle with my new colour here, which I've got a slightly redder tone of Spider-Lon thread. And I'm going to use the orange for the corners. And then the blue is my main colour. So let's just pop those there. So now, to make ourselves a square, much like the triangle, we're going to start with a little ring of beads, but this time, because we're making a square, we need 4 beads. 4 beads. So 1, 2, 3, 4 little beads I need to pick up. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And exactly the same as how we started just before, I'm going to go and turn them into a nice little circle. So pass through all the beads again. This orange is so sparkly. It's lovely. It just looks gorgeous. I don't know if you can quite see how nice it really is, but it is such a rich colour. Unfortunately, I don't know what the colour is, but I think it's maybe the flame red, or I don't know. I'm not quite sure. So anyway, I can pull that round into almost a circle. We need to just leave ourselves a small tail. It doesn't need to be much. And just like before, you can either just pass through the next thread if you don't want to tie a knot, but I find that tying a little knot at this point gives you a nice little square. If you need to just readjust them, there we go. There's our nice little square of beads. So I'll tie my knot once more, just to be secure, and then I'll continue. Oops, nearly. Come on now, little friend. Stop misbehaving. There we go. Great. So once, just like before, I'm going to weave into the next bead just so that it's nicely in position, but essentially I've got a nice little group of 4 beads. So pass into that next little bead around the ring of 4 beads, and there you go. See, we are now in position and ready to begin this little piece just here. So see that? So first things first, what we're going to do is just add 1 bead into each of the gaps. So I'll use my blue tone, shall I? So I'll pick up 1 bead and go into the next one. So this is technically more like a right angle weave to start with, but it's going to become peyote stitch. So there we go. There's our, ooh, that's looking good. I like that. So I'll pick up my blue. So I'm going to just add a little corner to each one of these made of blue into that next bead. Like so. Just pull it tight. There we go. I was pulling the wrong thread. And lastly, our last little bead, just to give us our 4th corner, we'll go into this one here. So see that? We've got 4 in the center and now 4 outer ones. So what we need to do to finish this little process off is to make sure we step up. So I went all the way around and now we step up so that I'm exiting from the very last little bead that I added in this step. So now, you might be wondering, what are we going to do next? So at this point, this is where it's slightly surprising, actually. So to fill these gaps, if you have a look, the gaps are relatively big, but we want to be able to peyote with them. So I'm not actually going to do 1 bead. I'm not going to do 2 beads. I'm going to do 3 beads. 3 beads I'm going to do in each one of these 4 corners. So if I jump across, I'm going to pick up 3 beads and jump into the next blue bead. See that? Then I'm going to pick up 3 more. And I'm going to jump into the next corner along. Then we go and pick up 3 more. Fill our 3rd gap. Pick up 3 more. Pass into our next little gap. Oops, where are we? And ever so slightly differently than usual, we're going to go into this little bead here. We're going to step up through 1, like so. Just there. And we're going to come out just from that very first little bead there. See that? So we're coming out now nicely from this little corner just here. See this? See, it's kind of giving us that little square shape already. Wayne says, I've just realized I've never done a square before. So he's glad he's watching. So anyway, now that I've got my little square here, I'm coming out of this one here. And basically on each of these little corner pieces, we're going to skip this bead here. We're going to pick up 2 beads on a corner. And we're going to skip that first bead and pass into the second bead. See that? We go into that. So this is kind of going to give us something that we can peyote into a bit later on. But we'll come back to that. Now I will do 1 little bead here. And I'll pass into this one. Just the first bead only. There we go. Then I'm going to pick up 2 and go around that corner. Pull that tight. There we go. It's happening. Now I'll pick up 1 more blue one. Pass through that first little bead. Make sure you don't go into the second one. There we go. Pull that tight. There's that next little bead there. Now we'll pick up 2 more. Skip a bead and into the next one around. Pull that tight. Gets a little bit caught around some of these beads, but don't worry about that. It's not a huge problem. Then we'll pick up a blue one. There we go. Pick up 2 beads. Go into that little corner there. Pull that, like so. Add our 4th little bead here. And fill that little gap there. So now, there we are. I need to just step up through this 1 bead here. See that just there? And now I'm ready to continue. So I'm going to pick up 2 beads from this corner, and much like we did before, we're going to create a little herringbone sort of corner stitch. Pass down into that one. And now we're ready to just peyote, do some peyote. So I'll pick up a blue bead here. Pick up another blue bead. Go into that corner. Pick up 2 beads for the corner in orange. You make that little herringbone corner squish bit. There we go. And let's continue. So now I'll do 2 blue beads. So I'll pick up 1 blue and go into the next gap. Just doing peyote stitch here. Then pick up 1 bead and going into the next corner. Pick up 2. Who's new, by the way? Who's never watched one of my streams before? Who's here for the very, very first time? Comment in. I want to give someone new a shout out. I want to hear from you guys who are brand new, and I want to hear from the people who are learning new things. Who's learned something new today? Who's never done any of this sort of 2-dimensional shape work with beadwork with Delicas before? Come on, comment in. Tell me who you are. I want to hear all about it. So pick up 2 and do this final corner. Is this the final corner? Yes. Through there. There we are. And let's go into this one. And into the next. And just like usual, I'm going to do a step up. So this time though, it's going to be ever so slightly different. Now we're going to just do 1 bead on the corner. See this? So as we go all the way around, it's going to be 1 bead on the corner. Angela says, I've never made a square before. Thanks for showing me. So there's the square. There's 1 little bead on the corner. And now I'll do blue beads all the way down the edge. So 1, 2, and 3. Up into that corner, where we'll add just 1 of our little corner orange ones. Hi to Susie, who says, I'm new from Oregon and have never seen a square done. So we've got the full house with Susie. She's brand new. She's not done a square before. And we're very glad that you could be here. So big welcome to Susie from Oregon, who's just joined us. We've also got Deb from Orlando. Orlando in Florida, I assume. Where was that one? She says, it's the first time I've seen your stream before. She's done some shape work with Delicas though. But I'm glad you're enjoying the stream. Don't forget, you new people, like, share, subscribe, all of that. Help us get the word out to other newbies like you guys who haven't seen my stream before. And we can, spread the joy, spread the love of beadwork. It's always good fun, and the more we can spread it, the more people can enjoy it, the more we can learn from one another and everything, because I guess beadwork is a big community, isn't it? So I'm going to just continue now around this corner, and here we go. Through that one there. We've also got Victoria from Boston, who's new. Lots of Americans are here today, which is great. This is why we do that slightly later afternoon session, is so that it's a nice afternoon time here in the UK, which it's about 4 p.m. here in the UK, which means it's nice, bright and early for the people in California, like Sandy, who I know was here earlier. I don't know if she's still here, but if you're still here, Sandy, I know it must be still bright and early for you, but then it means that, we've got a big spread, because I know it's late, but we've got Australians here. Where's everybody from? Where's everybody from? Tell me where you're all from. I want to know. Comment in and tell me whereabouts in the world you are. Let's see who's furthest away, I wonder. Who's in the most obscure and interesting and different place. I know we had someone from Madagascar once, which I thought was really, really cool. We get lots and lots of people watching from Australia. We've got people from Borneo, which I think is really cool as well. Wow, Colleen says it's 2:30 in the morning. She says bright and early in the morning, but it is not bright. She's in Australia. She's one of the regulars, so I know whereabouts she is. But yeah, that's dedication to the beading. So anyway, now this is where things are a little bit different. You know how we've done one? We're kind of going to go do, you'll soon see there's a repetition. So once I've done this one, you can just sort of repeat, continue as you go to make this little square piece. So this time I'm actually going to do something a little bit different. So I'm going to go into this little square, this one little bead here, and now I'm only going to add blue beads. This whole iteration is just single blue beads. So just one little blue bead, another little blue bead. See, this would make for another really good cuff link if you wanted to. Or, do you know, it could make like a really cool button if you wanted to glue it to a button of a jacket or something. You could even sort of bead around a button and attach it to like a jacket. That would be super cool, I think. So this is super easy, this one. It's literally just pass one bead into the next, into the next, into the next. There we go. And we're all the way getting around. And this is almost where I will stop with our square. But you see, it's a really nice shape that we're getting. There we go. I should probably do little tutorials, like proper little tutorial on how to make all of these different styles of studs and how to get interesting patterns in them. Because obviously this one, it's sort of more by doing the corners like this. It's almost like a little flower shape, isn't it? Which is quite cool. Yeah, Jan suggests it could be a wine glass charm that you could do, which is fun, I think. We've got Paulina from Uzbekistan. That's really far. That's cool. Lots of people. We've got Shireen in Appleton, Wisconsin, which is here as well, which is cool. Who else? Where's everybody saying? I really like the button and cuff link ideas. Buttons are much less expensive to use as clasps than the metal versions. Yes, exactly. So yeah, we're almost back to the beginning now. This step's nice and quick and easy. But once we get to this point, essentially it's just a matter of like repeating the process of how you make the corners. So for this particular one, wait a second. Let's go through this last little bead here and do my little step up, as it were, into this little corner. And now you can see, essentially, you know how when we did our corners, we did a group of 3, then a group of 2, another group of 2, and then a 1. Basically, you can just repeat that little pattern to create this same little shape happening to give you another corner. Because essentially, to do this next corner, again, we would fill this gap with 3 beads, then 3 beads, then 2, and so forth. So if you have a look, it's the same process again. So 3 beads at the bottom. So that's what it'll be here. 3 beads. Then see how we got 2 beads, 2 beads, 1 bead. So we'll do a row where we would do 3 beads all the way around. Then we would do 2 beads on the corner and then peyote all the way around. 2 beads on the corner and peyote all the way around. And then we would add our 1 bead in the corner. And that's going to just keep giving us this same corner shape repeating, happening again and again and again. Nice shape all the way around. So you just repeat that. Once you've got that beginning happening, it's 3, 2, 2, 1. 3, 2, 2, 1. 3, 2, 2, 1. And you could make a giant one if you really wanted to, like a massive square. You just keep repeating that process again and again and again. And of course, if you want to make it 3-dimensional, you just make another one and you stitch them together. So that's how we make our little squares, nice and simple. What shape do you want to learn next? I can show you like a pentagon. I can show you a diamond if you want to have a go at a diamond. Diamonds are cool. I showed you an open hexagon, but I can show you a closed hexagon as well. I can show you the isosceles triangle, which is almost like a drop shape triangle. So kind of like that, where one side is short and the two are long. I can show you that. Or maybe, I don't know. I won't show the teardrop because that one's kind of a bit the most complex. What else? Yeah, like a diamond, so it's like long and thin, but then not quite as wide, and then comes back in again. What takes your fancy? Do you want a diamond? Tell me, do you want a diamond? Options are pentagon, hexagon, so 5 sides, 6 sides. A triangle where one side is short and the other two are long. Or do you want a diamond where we've got, it's sort of long and thin? What one? Sandy, she was the first and fastest last time. She said diamond. Colleen says diamond. 1 second. Sorry about that. Needed to cough. Diamond, yep. Come on, keep going, everyone. Cindy makes a good joke just there. She says, about my corners, she says, 3, 2, 2, 1, 3, 2, 2, and we're dancing. Yes, exactly. It looks like everybody wants to see the diamond, except for Christy. We've got 1 vote for the hexagon, 5 votes for the diamond. Keep going, everyone. I'm waiting for you YouTubers to get your votes in. But thus far, ooh, we've got 2 hexagons now. 2 hexagons and 5 diamonds. I'm gonna get some beads out. I'll put these ones away. What did we think of the orange and blue, by the way? It's like a purpley blue color. Do we think it's kind of fun? Did you like the combination? Maybe a yellow would have been slightly nicer. A gold? Don't know. What do you think? I think it could have been really cool. Stacy Bailiff says, I want the long triangle. Angela says the diamond or the triangle with one side shorter. Colleen says, oh, pentagram. So I'm going to put some beads away, and I'm going to get out the next one, and then I'm going to review the votes, and then we'll see what time it is when I finish the diamond, whether or not I'll do any other shapes. I think 3 shapes will probably be enough. So this is going to be the last one. Probably, because it's already 4 o'clock. I've been going for an hour. So I will probably just do 1 more shape. What colours shall I do, though? Where did I put my beads? I know someone voted for teal earlier. Angela says, I like the contrast. Marcel, which is a name I haven't seen before. If you're new to watching, welcome. Thanks for joining us. They've said, awesome colour combination. I'm glad you liked it. I'm going to go with this green, this tealy colour. It's like a sea opaly green colour. Let's see. What other colour shall I use? It looks like we're going to do the diamond. I think that one had the most votes. So maybe I'll do the diamond with... I hope I have enough beads here. I should do. The diamond's nice and easy. So I'll use the metallic silver, I think, and the sea opal. That sounds fun, doesn't it? What do we think about those colours? They seem good? So, let's do our diamond with these 2 colours here. I hope this is enough beads. It should be. You don't need many. You don't need many. We'll soon find out. I might have to change my my silver colour at the last second, but it should be fine. Which, if you want to get this colour, it's on our website, DB11. So if you click on the link that says, show us all your Miyuki colours, it's DB11-0035, because that's the colour from Miyuki, -101, because it's 101st colour of our colour range. So anyway, I think these 2 colours are going to look good together. I've been wanting to use these galvanised silver ones for a while. So these are the ones I'm going to go with. Again, we don't need lots and lots of thread, so I'll just whip off my needle. I'll grab myself the red thread again, just because it's super contrasty for you guys to see. Now let's do the diamond, eh? So I'll give that one a little snip. There we go. Ooh, lots of people like the silver combination. One person says no silver. Don't use silver. Not silver, I think. But I'm going to use it anyway. So, sorry, Angela. Everybody else is... Well, actually, do you know what? Oh, she does have a point. It sort of blends into the background. I think it'll be okay, because I'm going to be holding it in my fingers. So it should be all right. I can see why you wouldn't want that. Do we think... that is a good point about the silver. No, I'm going to do it, because I think it's going to look really good. I think it's going to look really good. It'll be fine. Don't worry. I think it will be fine. So anyway, plus the thread hopefully will help. So, goodbye to Evelyn, by the way. She says, the children are requesting my attention. She says, thanks for the great tutorial, Matthew. She says, bye everyone, stay safe. So thanks for joining us. I'm glad you could join it. Yeah, we're gonna do silver, and Colleen has just said, don't forget about your cold tea. And well, I had forgotten it, and it is cold, so I don't think I'll be drinking it after all. I got halfway through, which is good effort for me. Usually I just do a terrible job and I don't get anywhere close to being finished, but this time nearly. So again, we're doing a diamond. It has 4 corners, 4 sides, so that means we're going to start with 4 beads. Yeah. So once again, same start as we had before. Very, very similar. 1, 2, 3, 4. Through those beads again. These beads are looking great. I'm loving them so far. I haven't used the galvanized silver before. I've wanted to use them for such a long time, but obviously because they are one of Miyuki's more expensive colors, we don't use them in our kits so often. But because I'm just having a bit of a play, a bit of fun today, means I can do whatever I want. No one's here to tell me otherwise. You can do whatever it is that takes your fancy. Well, I'm glad about that. That's the sort of beading that is more fun, when you can just get creative with whatever it is that you want to do. So anyway, so we're going to start this one. This one we start differently, though, to the square. So to get our diamond, obviously the square, we wanted the sides to be straight and like nice and perpendicular and everything to each other. But these ones, we don't want that. We want them to all be at angles to one another. So I'll just get myself in position. I've got my 4 little beads. And essentially, I'm going to use the silver for my vertices. And then I'll use the the others as my sort of main color. So each corner, we're going to pick up 2 little beads here and pass. So this is kind of similar to how we started the triangle. We're going to pick up 2 beads and pass into the next one. Pick up 2 beads and pass into the next one. Pick up 2 beads and pass into the next one. Like so. Pull that tight. Pick up 2 beads. And pass into the next one. Get that nicely in position there. And then we'll pick up the final group of 2 beads and pass into the next one. So there we are. So we're going to just pass into that last little bead, and I'll step up, as I usually do, into this little bead just here. Pull, 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 all the way through. Did I step up? No, not yet. So I'll just step up into this little bead here. Now, because we want one side to be long and the other side to be thin, if your beads are sitting a bit wonky, don't worry, we'll fix them when we get to them. It's probably just my tail thread's a bit in the way, but it all comes together in a bit, don't worry. It will be fine. Ah, they're just twisted a little. There we go, that's fine. There we go. So yeah, So if we say we want my long and thin side to be this way, so it's going to be long and thin. So I'll pick up 2 little beads for my long side, pass into there, pull that all the way through, and then just kind of like how we did our triangle, I'm going to pick up one of my teal beads, pass into the next little gap. So this one gets a little bit stiff at the beginning, but it will get better. It will be fine in the end. So now I'm going to use my next corner. I only want this one to be the thin side. So again, I'm using my corner color, but I'm going to do it with just 1 bead only. This is going to give me a smaller corner. This is sort of like a hybrid between the triangle and the square a little bit. So it's a good choice. The diamond was a good choice. It's a hybrid between the two. So pick up 1 bead of your sort of peyoteing. Now, much like this side, I'm going to pick up 2 beads and do like a tiny herringbone stitch. So pick up those 2, pass down into that one there, and pull tight. See that? Now I'll just peyote to the next corner. So pick up 1 bead, skip the down bead and into the next bead. Pull that tight. I can see a lot of you are making the most of the sale, which is great. We've just restocked loads and loads of products as well. So I think in the end, we've put back into stock nearly 150 products, and then we've added about 200 new ones. So we've really increased the range. There we go. Pick up 1 bead for the small side of our corner color. Pass into that there. Ooh, did my thread just get caught? No, it didn't. There we go. There we go. Now I'll just peyote that little bead into the corner, then through there and step up. See that? So just like before, always step up. So to continue this same process, it's kind of going to be similar to, hi to Seema, by the way, who's just joined us. Lovely to see you. So to continue with this same sort of shape process that we've been doing, every time I do this little top section, I'm always going to do that little herringbone stitch. So if I pick up 2 beads, our tall side always has 2 beads. So pick up that 2 beads there, pass into the next one, and there we go. Put that nicely in position. Now I'm going to peyote over to the next one. So 1, 2, just 1 bead, sorry. Just 1 bead only. We'll go into that one there. Pick up 1 more. And because we've only added 1 bead here, we can't really do anything like this corner, but you'll see it's going to be a lot like how we did the corner of our square. So we'll just peyote that one in position there. Into that one there. We're going to just peyote 1 bead, 1 bead, 1 bead until we get to the other side. Here we are. Now we're back in position to do our next little herringbone type stitch. So I'll pick up 2, 1, 2, and I'll pass down into that little bead just there. Whoops, my thread's almost got caught there. There we go. And now I'm going to just make the other side match my first side. So I should have kept my tail thread out of the way. Doesn't matter. Pick up 1 little bead. We're going to just peyote 4 little beads along the edge here. So just through that one there. Into the corner one. Pick up 1 bead. Pick up 1 more. And we're going to do our step up. So this would be the last bead, and then I'm going to go through. This is the important part. Don't forget, you need to step up So we only skip one bead and then step up into the very, very, very first bead that we added in this step. So there we go. Now our little... did I make a mistake over here somewhere? No, I didn't. Good. I was worried for a second there. There we go. So our diamond is starting to come together. So now, just like before, I'm going to do another little herringbone. So we'll pick up 2. So we'll pass into that little next bead. And with my herringbone, I'll just position them in place. There we go. Just like that. And I'll peyote over to the corner. Pick up another one. And we don't want to get a full right angle, so we're not going to add 3 beads in here. We're going to just add 2. 2 little beads here. So we're not doing the same as the one with the square where it went all the way into having full right angles. This one here just fills that gap really nicely, doesn't it? Look at that. Perfect little spacing. So now, let's peyote over to our next corner. They can get a little bit wonky, but you can position them when you get there. See that? Pick up one more. Because we're using Delicas, they do, if they are starting to look a little wonky, they do end up sorting themselves when it comes around to like doing your next row, which is always a good thing, isn't it? So let's continue now. Down there, pick up 2 beads, and we're going to do that same little herringbone style one. It's coming together. Coming together nicely. And then we'll go into this. I think it was all right. I think the silver has worked out okay. It hasn't looked too close to the white background, which is good. It's looking good. So now, let's get this tail thread out the way. This small corner again, we're going to do 2 beads. And then we'll go with 1 all the way down. Do you know what? This actually is very quick. I might have time to do... This is going quicker than I thought it would be. I might have time to do that isosceles triangle because there's something really fun with that design that I want to do. Don't forget to step up. So I'm going into that last bead and then stepping up into that corner. See that? There we go. Our diamond is coming together. Another great shape to play with. I'll do one more row. And essentially, then you'll soon see, after that point, that it's really easy to repeat. So now we'll just do herringbone. So 1 bead into the gap. These colours are good. I'm so glad I had so many colours to just play with. And another. And now, in this corner, 1 corner bead only. So like before, we're going to go, we went 2 beads, 1 bead, 2 bead, 1 bead for this corner. And essentially, we're just going to continue that pattern. 2 beads, 1 bead, 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 no matter how wide you want to make it. So very, very easy little design, this one as well. Always do a herringbone for the long side. And then 2 beads, 1 bead, 2 beads, 1 bead, 2 beads, 1 bead for that other side to give you that lovely diamond shape happening. There we go. Do another 2 bead little herringbone. And of course, when you decide that you've done enough, I could have just done 1 bead here to give it that nice little pointed finish. But obviously, I want to, you know, if I wanted to keep making it longer, that's how you would finish it off. When you get to the end, when you go, this is long enough, you just put 1 last little bead there, and that gives you something to stitch to when you get to the end as well, to stitch the back and the front to each other. So 1 more herringbone. You can position them if you want to. It doesn't matter too much if they're a little bit wonky now, because they will fix later. But I like to position them as I go. Through the next bead. We're almost back to the corner now. Back to the end. Back to the end. Back to the start? I don't know. Back to the end doesn't really make sense, does it? Not very grammatical. Here we go. Get this tail thread out my way again. See, that gives a nice little corner on the end as well. So when you're finishing it off, if you try and keep that little corner as your finishing point, it does look very good. And the next, fill that gap, there we go. And then just as before, we go through that one, we're back at the beginning, we go through this one, and we step up. And there you have a super cute little diamond. How does that look? What do we think? Do we like the diamond? Who's done a diamond before, out of interest? That one wasn't as complex as the square, funnily enough, but I think it looked very good. So what did we think? Did we like which one do we like best? The square, the diamond, the triangle? What's been your favourite shape so far? I will do that isosceles triangle after all. That didn't take me as long as I thought. See, there we go. There's our diamond. We can just continue with that diamond shape. Here's our square, which was fun to make as well. Where's my triangle gone? It's disappeared. Oh well, gone forever. No, it really is gone forever. There it is. And there's my triangle. See? Triangle, diamond, square. And now, because you've been so good and so patient, I'll also do that isosceles. Angela says I've never done a diamond. The zip together, yeah. Where was that? Blasted away. Wayne asked me a question about zipping them, but I missed it. But anyway, essentially the zipping together is super easy. You would just make one shape, but missing that one outer row. It's definitely better to do this finish off section on each one so that you end with a one bead corner, because it's much easier to attach a one bead corner, a one bead corner, and a one bead corner. Just to see how they sort of makes it much easier to attach them, because then you've only got to do regular old peyote stitch to attach your one bead, one bead, one bead, one bead. It makes the attaching process way, way easier. Okay. Now, I will do the isosceles triangle. I think that's going to be good fun. I think you'll like this one, just because the sort of the overall design, it uses some technique. Pardon me. I will have to have a sip of that tea after all to clear my throat. Maybe I'll, do that now. Much better. Yes. Okay, I'll do another colorway. I was really pleased with this this opal, sea opal and silver. That looked really good, doesn't it? So anyway, I will pop these aside and I will show you the isosceles triangle as well. So it's like an elongated triangle. Is a nice simple way. If you don't know what an isosceles, if you don't remember your primary school geometry all those years ago, it took me a while. I was like isosceles. So anyway, I'm going to be doing, it's like an elongated triangle, this one, which is what an isosceles is, where essentially one side is shorter than the other two. There we go. So here we go. Where'd I put my scissors? There we are. Grab my needle. Again, this thread, if you haven't used it before, go give it a try. It's on the website called Spiderlon, which Spiderlon is one word. which it's nice and easy to find. It's just in with the bead weaving thread section, so it's really nice. If you want to try it out, it's great. It's like a monofilament thread, so unlike your Fireline, which is like a plastic, this one, which is like a thread, so it does work very, very nicely to do all sorts of things, and it doesn't fray because it's bonded. What color shall I do for this isosceles triangle? Maybe I haven't done anything in purple, and I know Purple Penny loves the purple, so I'll do a purple one, and maybe I'll do it with that copper color I used at the beginning, because I think it's so nice and I want to use it. What do we think about that color combo? Do you think that's all right? Or do you reckon I should go with purple and gold? Purple and gold, or purple and that sort of metallic copper color? What do we think? Purple and gold, or purple and copper? Vote, 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 vote. Vote copper or gold. So these are your choices. Either gold or copper, and it's going to go with this purple color here. Unless I can find another good purple that I like even better. So far not. Ooh, maybe. No? What does everyone say? Purple and copper. Oh, Jan says gold. Deb says copper. Oh, Angela says copper. Jackie says copper. Come on, I'll give it just a few more seconds. Colleen says copper. All right. Ooh, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, that's the cutoff. That's the cutoff. We've got 1, 2, 3 votes for gold, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 votes for the copper. So the copper wins. Copper wins by a nose. Copper by a nose. All right, so I'll put the gold away. And I'll do my copper as my central color. So once again, don't forget to subscribe, everybody. If you are watching on YouTube, or if you are on our Facebook page, like our Facebook page, subscribe to our YouTube channel, all of that jazz. Also, which is something especially for you new people, if you haven't done so, there's a little link if you want to try out some of our beading patterns. Like, for example, this one here, which I did last week, Odd Count Peyote. You can go and get this pattern and the full instructions for free if you sign up to our newsletter. It's only for people who are new. So those of you who are on our subscriber list already, you will have got your £5 voucher before in the past, but this is for the new people only. If you subscribe to that email list, you'll get a little coupon code that you can use for shopping on our website. We accept US dollars, we accept euros, and we accept pounds, GB, British pounds. So it's up to you which currency works best for you, but essentially you can get your £5 worth, which I think is about $7.05, $7.10, somewhere between $7 and $7.20 usually, for that little amount just there. And then you can go check out the patterns on our website. I'll show you it in a bit, how to find that for you new people. There we go. Nancy says, I never had primary school geometry. I'm sure you did. They just didn't call it geometry because, you know, this is a square, this is a rectangle, this is a triangle, this one is an isosceles triangle, you know. I'm sure you would have had it in, you know, when you were like 11, 12, 10, something like that. I'm sure they would have done that. Anyway, so starting with 3 beads in the center. Just tie the exact same way to make that same little iteration. There we go. So this one I think is going to be fun. So I'll just get myself prepared. There we go. And pass into the next bead, just as I've been doing all along. There we go. Lovely. So now, to make this little triangle, this is going to be, I think you'll like it. I think you'll like it. So anyway, I'm going to pick up 2 beads for the first gap. Two beads, I'll zoom in a bit. 2 beads for our second gap. Deb says, I love the patterns on your website. I'm glad you like them. We put a lot of effort into making them as interesting and different as we can, and so varied. The main way that we try and work is that we want to show you a new technique with all of our different kits. It's a different technique or a different tutorial, rather than just the same technique with different colors and things. We try and give you different techniques that you can learn. So all of our different patterns and kits, it's a different tutorial, a different technique that you can try and use for your own patterns and things as well. So I've done 2 beads on one corner, 2 beads on the other corner. Now this is where things are a little bit weird. This is how we get our bigger sizing. I'm going to pick up 4 beads. That's right, 4. Sounds like a lot, doesn't it? So I'm going to pick up 4 beads, pass down into that next bead beside, just there. And I'm going to position them so that they sit like that. So 4 beads, 2 there, 2 there, like a really long piece just here. A bit like our herringbone, but even longer. It's like we've got 2 little herringbones together. So I've done that, and now I'm going to just pass through and step up into that 1 bead like I have been all along. Now, we pick up 2 beads. So we're going to do like a herringbone out this direction. So we pick up 2 beads here, pass down into that next bead there, so that we've got a nice little herringbone just here. See, it's sort of, you can sort of see we've got the shape happening here. So now I will get my purple beads. I didn't put my teal ones away. Should have done that already. Get my purple ones out. 1 second. There we go. Just pour a few out from my little triangle here. There we go. And I'll go 1 purple bead in this little gap here. That's going to bring us to our next corner section. So through there, 1 little bead just there. Pick up 2. And go into this next corner. Oh, sorry, I just realized I was out of shot. Sorry about that. So there we go. We've got 1 at the bottom, 1 there, 1 there. We're going to pick up 1 purple one just here. And I'm going to go through both beads on the left side here. So you know how I added 4? I'm going to go through 2, like so. And I'm going to pick up 4 more. 4 more beads. This is really making our piece quite a bit longer than the previous one. So 4 more beads, and we're going to go down both of these 2 here. I'll try and keep my tail thread below this time so it doesn't keep getting in the way. 4 beads. So look at this. You can see, once I've added this last little bead in, that our triangle is really long in one direction and a bit shorter in the others. So I'll go through 2 beads because I've got to step up as well at this point. Ooh, where's my tail thread going? It's getting a bit caught. Let's try and pull it out so that I'm not having a fight with it all the time. Just get that out of there. There we go. We don't want to get our tail thread caught. There we are. So you can see now, I'm back to the corner. I've got 1 really long edge and 2 smaller ones. So I'm coming out of this corner now, and once again we're going to do a little herringbone type stitch. So just here in this corner, I'm going to pick up 2 beads of my copper colour. Just go through there and come out there. There we go. Now I will peyote across with 1 bead. And another. Let's herringbone the corner, just as before. So now that we're back at the corner, we pick up 2. And we're going to go down the other side of the corner beads. So down that little bead just there. The nice thing is if it's a little bit out of position when we do this process, it will put it back into position. There we go. Pop that there. Now I'll go into this bead here, pick up 1. Go through that one. Now, if you're ready, this is where it's a little different. We're going to pick up 2 purple beads. Essentially, we're doing 2 drop peyote at the top for going towards this far end. We're doing 2 drop peyote. So I'm going to skip 2 beads. I'm going to go with 2 beads, skip 2 beads. So now this is 2 drop peyote we're doing. And we're going to go into these 2 beads towards the end. There we go. And that's going to fill that left side, that right side if by your view, because I'm doing it in right hand view, aren't I? I'm going to pick up 4 more beads for the top, because that's going to allow me to keep doing 2 drop peyote. And I'm going to go back down the opposite side like so. So don't worry if it looks a little out of position, it's going to be fixed a bit later. Keep my tail thread out the way. So now I will pick up 2 beads again, because we're always doing like 2 drop peyote on our top section. So there's 2. Pass into that. And now we're back to the short side, so we're going to go back to doing 1 drop. Just single bead peyote. So into that next gap. And then of course we need to step up once more. Pull that tight. See that? There's that next one there. And we'll do our next corner as well. So this is going to work in very much the similar sort of way. We'll just keep going, adding beads in the same sort of way using 2 drop peyote all the way along. So now we'll go 1, 2 for the corner. Just like that. We're on our short side, so we're only doing single drop peyote here. So 1 bead, 1 bead, 1 bead, then 2 beads. Just position it if you need to with your finger there. 1 and 2. Down that next one. And we're going to just continue around now towards this other side. So we do 1 bead of 1 drop peyote. And 1 more. Into that gap. And then we'll do 2 drop. So we need to continue. We need to fill this gap. So we need to pick up 2 beads. 1, 2. Pass into that space there. Fill that little edge. And then we pick up 4 more. So turn it round. Go down 2 beads. Position our 4. Oh, did I pick up 4 or did I pick up 2? I only picked up 2. Whoops. Let's just take my thread off. I wasn't paying enough attention. I was thinking about the next corner already. Just undo that. Take my needle out. You can see thread's not frayed in any way, so that's going to be nice and easy to re-thread back into my needle. If you make a mistake, it's always easier, if you've got a good thread, it's always easier to just take the needle off. Take the needle off, pull the thread back, and then continue after you've reattached your thread to your needle to the thread. There we go. There's 4 beads on the end now that we've added. Try not to let them get too twisted. Doesn't matter. They will fix later when we come back. Pick up 2 beads. I'll just do one or two more rows, and then for those of you who are new, I will show you the website. Oh, don't forget, we do also, on our bead group, we have our Stars of Bollywood beading competition going. So for those of you who haven't done too much on our bead group before and haven't entered any of our competitions, we've got competitions, have a look in the description there. I'm just stepping up as I do this last little iteration here. Have a look on the website, on the links there. So if you're on Facebook, it's up above. If you're on YouTube, it is down below. You can see where the link is to view our little Facebook group, and that will take you to the place where you can enter our Stars of Bollywood beading competition. I was going to show you today, but I completely forgot about it. I'll have to show you next week. But anyway, that is lots of fun. So go jump on and enter into the competition. I know we've got people already who've entered, but there's still a few weeks left for you guys to post a photograph of something you've made that's along the theme of Stars of Bollywood. Our previous one, which was a festive beading competition, was really, really popular. Let's hope this one is just as popular as well. So go on and check out the comments and see what other people have made, but also make some of your own and enter in as well. We give away prizes for all sorts of people, for you guys to shop on our website for free. So let's continue now. I'll just do, this will be, I'll do one iteration after this one, but essentially you've got the gist, I think, now, that we're going to just single peyote, and then we do a double stitch towards the end. So there we go, pull that in there. 1, 2, and now we're working in 2-drop peyote. So I'll go 1, pick up those 2 there, pick up these 2, there we go, and then 4 more. So yeah, I'll do this round, and then I'm going to finish off with one more round just to show you how to finish it off really nicely, so it looks really good, this last little design. So into those, pick up 4, go down the next 2. What do we think? Deb Russell says, oh, I need to find you on Facebook. Deb, there is a link. There's links to our Facebook page and our Facebook group. They're 2 different things. The Facebook page and the Facebook group. The links are there in the description of the video there on YouTube. So if you look just down below, hopefully you should be able to find it, and you can find all of those links. It'll take you to our website. There's a link to go to our website. There's a link to get that £5 voucher if you're new. There's also the link for our Facebook page and also our Facebook group, which the Facebook group has, I think, just reached 25,000 subscribers, followers. So that's a lot of people, which is great. Which, you know, big thank you to all of you who've joined the group. But yeah, get more people coming. Get more. So anyway, I'll do my last iteration. I've just done a step up now. And I'll show you how we'll make it look really nice. So I'm going to just add one bead on the corner here. You could keep going, obviously, if you want to make this bigger. But just one little bead there. Let's pick up and do just single bead peyote now. Along this base. And we're almost finished. This is about we're only 5 minutes from the end now. Just getting really close now. So... Oops, sorry about that. I accidentally hit the mute button. So if I just do these last few little beads now, here we go. Through that one there. And just add one bead only on the corners. That just makes it a little bit cleaner, a little bit neater. I like these two copper and purples. These look great. So if you go on, you can really experiment with which colors you get. You can sort of do a bit of color theory, some basic color theory. You can go rainbow progressions. You can go opposites on the color wheel. Whatever is sort of your preference. We did a live stream, Andrew and I, together about the fundamentals of how to do good color choosing, how to choose good colors and things. So here we go. Through this one here, I'll do... So if you want to go find that little video, I should try and find the link to it. But anyway, it's a really good video. So I'll go through that one there. Whoop, just get into that gap. There we are. And then we'll go 2 more towards the end. Fill that little gap there. And last one. One bead there. And this, I think, is great for doing, if you make this longer, it is great for doing little earrings, sort of like dagger drop style earrings, which, do you know, I might have to do a tutorial on that. Just put it on YouTube in general, because I think it would be very popular. Little dagger style earrings, which would look great. But this is a lovely design. What did you think of my... where did you find the info on the Stars of Bollywood? I will try and show it to you. That is Lois. I'll show you the name of our group over on Facebook in a second. I'm almost at the end here. We're just going to get this last couple of beads in. And then this elongated isosceles triangle will be all finished. Looks good, doesn't it? Whoop, almost got my thread caught there. That's always the way. Just as you've got like one bead to go, that's when you catch the thread every time. So anyway, I'll just go into that little corner there now. And ta-da! There's my little isosceles triangle. And if you make it 3-dimensional, it looks really good. So yeah, what do we think? Which was your favorite shape in the end? So I've got the isosceles triangle. I've got the diamond, which obviously if you just continue these using the same steps, they'll just get bigger and bigger and bigger. So you can make them whatever size you want. This was the triangle one, just here. And here's our little square. So which shape did you find most interesting? Which one did you think was the best? I mean, you can even turn the square sort of sideways to make it more diamondy, but otherwise, there it is there. So yeah, which shape did you like best? Tell me. Which one did you find the most interesting, most informative? Victoria liked the square. I will just find... Ooh, whoops, nearly lost one. Nearly lost 2 of them. I'll just find the information for the competition so that you can see. Angela says, I loved them all. Thank you. Colleen says, The square. I'm really excited to make dice. Well, yeah, that's a great idea. You could even do the pattern to try and show the numbers on your little square. So each side has, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dots if it's the 5, 6 dots if it's the 6, and so forth. That's a really, really fun idea. What other ideas do people have that they can think of as ways of doing that? So I'll just show you the website first for where you can find the the products and all of that for today's things. Don't forget, we do have a big sale on the Delicas and all things seed bead related. So if we head over, if you click the link that will take you to the Bead Spider website, you'll see just here, this is what it looks like today. So if you want to watch today's video, if you click on this big button that says Making Shapes with Miyuki Delicas, it's such big text that you can't possibly miss it. If you click on that, it will take you to the place where you can see this video. So if you coming to this video later, or any of our other videos, you can see, you can just click there and it will show that to you. By the way, I should mention, I'll just shift this so that you can see it. But if you just check the top just here, wait, I'm just gonna, there you go. If you also go to the website, you do get that notification that comes up. If you're new, if you're already a member on our website, you don't get that notification. But if you are new, you get that little notification. You can sign up and get our 5 pounds of patterns. But this is what the website looks like here, actually. If you look at the top, we've got our Miyuki and Preciosa beads sale. Save on over 800 products. So if you go onto that one, you can click on, well, I'll close this. You can put your email there and you get your patterns. You can click on this to the little link at the bottom to say, view all the patterns. But anyway, if you click up in the top corner where this view all seed beads is, it takes you to where the seed beads are. At this moment in time, which is February 18th at 4:50 p.m. in the UK, there's 2 days, 13 hours, 8 minutes and 2 seconds that the sale will continue. After that, it will be over. But anyway, you can click on that button and it will take you to where it is. But otherwise, this video here, Making Shapes, you can just click on that and it will show you today's video. You can go back and watch it. If you missed the beginning, you can go check that out. So anyway, if we have a look, we do have a lot of Delicas on sale. So if we have a look, here they all are. These are all the new ones. At the top, they're the newest colors, because usually we have them all in a lovely rainbow order, but obviously I haven't quite got it sorted yet. So there's a really nice galvanized silver. I think this is the one I may have been using, you know. Frosted galvanized silver, is it? So anyway, that's there. But yeah, this is where they would usually be. So these are all the new colors, the galvanized silver, or their restock. So these are all of those here. All of these colors, these are brand new Delicas. So there's a good 50 or so just there. All of those are brand new. Otherwise, if you come down here, you can see all of these reddy purpley tones. There's, look, six pages of that. So lots and lots of Delicas. All of them are on sale. And if you just go through, we've kind of got them in a nice color order so that you go, oh, do you know what? I want something that's a little bit greener. Scroll on down, there you go. There are the ones that are a little bit greener. Do you know what? No. Even more green. I want it to be closer to the yellow versions of green. There we are. There's some there. They're nice and close to that yellow version of green. And so forth. So it just sort of continues into those skin tone colors and so on. It's a full rainbow. But anyway, all of the Delicas are on sale. If you click this little thing up here at the top where it says beads, you can go seed beads. And then we've got the Miyuki seed beads in size 11 Delicas, the 15 seed beads, the size 11 seed beads, the size 8 seed beads, which are brand new today. These are completely new. If you've been on our website any time before, you will have never seen these because they've only just arrived today. So go check those all out. But also I will show you in kits and tutorials. Oh yeah, and Preciosa seed beads. These are all on sale too. So size 10 seed beads, 8s, 6s, mixes, twins, so forth. They're on sale too. But yeah, this is the thing, the patterns that we were talking about. Click on the one that says kits and tutorials. Then over here we've got patterns. And then if you just go all patterns, there they are. The abstract designs peyote patterns there. £5 if you want that, or if you've just signed up new, you can have it for free. This one here, which is our mermaid pattern, plus full instructions on doing odd count peyote, and how to make that really cool little clasp, which is like an oval and a bar. That's covered in there. Again, you can have that for free if you're brand new. There's lots and lots of different ones that we've got. We are on number 119. We've got 119 patterns with a billion more that we haven't even put in. There you go. Look, a nice little ring. That one's cool using herringbone stitch. Some right angle weave design bracelet patterns. Lots of things to check out. Go have a look. Go have a look. If you've got one of our £5 vouchers, oh, by the way, up here you can see, you can change it to US dollars if you're in the US. It should be automatic. So if you get that £5 voucher, it will be equivalent to $7.10. So any pattern that says $7.10, you'll get that for free, essentially. But yeah, you can choose your currency as you see fit. Now, let me just pop back to my face real quick, and then I will show you the Facebook group, because I know someone wanted to see that one, so I'll just pop my visage back on screen while I bring up the thing so that you don't have to just watch me doing all of that. Yeah, we've got 24,000 members, which is cool. And here we go. This is our Facebook group right here. So if you have a look, if you search for jewelry making, bead patterns, tutorials, and more by Bead Spider, that will find our group. So if you come and join our group, there's 24,000 other people who are members. You can join them. If you want to enter our competition, which is easy, I'll show you. It's this thing just here, this big lights, camera, action. We pinned it to the top, so it's nice and easy to find. You can just click on that, and I'll hide this thing here. And you can see there's all the information you're going to know. Lights, camera, action, blah, blah, blah. Make something, whatever it is that you want. You've got until the 6th of March. So midnight on the 6th of March, that's when it's all over. I will be announcing it on the 11th of March on my live stream. But essentially, you can see we've got all sorts of things that people have been putting on that makes them think stars of Bollywood. So this is the theme. You can do whatever colors. Give us a little bit of a bit of text on why you think it fits the theme and all of that. But yeah, look, there's some lovely designs here. This one is by Susan Rogers. She's used some green onyx and made little seed bead hoops. Really cool. There you go. Wayne Wiley has put one on, which I know Wayne is watching. This looks fantastic. This is almost like dragon scale or similar to our mermaid colors. This looks a lot like those mermaid colors that we used from last week. A beautiful use of that sort of green to, sorry, the sort of purple to blue to green and yellows color progression. Looks great on that one. So I really like that one. And he's given us a little explanation. It says, it reminds me of a peacock. Ah, there you go. With its tail found out. With that in mind, I thought of the peacock throne of Emperor Shah Jahan, which is located in the Red Fort of Delhi. It was named after a peacock, as two peacocks are shown dancing at its rear. It was reported to be laden with magnificent jewels of all colors. See, there's a little bit of thoughts gone into it. So this one is our Facebook group. The other one is our Facebook page, the Bead Spider business page, as it were, where you can find our live streams and whatnot. The group is something a little different. Here we go. Jill's got another lovely design. But anyway, that's the competition. If you want to head back to the discussion, though, you can also, just like a lot of people are doing, they're showing us all sorts of lovely things that they've been making. Here, Patricia showed us some gorgeous jewelry that she's made, just like some nice basic jewelry just there. There's all sorts of things. Olayumi is a very avid poster. She posts all the time. She's one of our group experts, as you can see up the top. Here we go. This is some jewelry that someone's made from broken pieces, some broken pieces of shell that she turned into jewelry. Fantastic. Oh, this one's lovely. See, look, it's just a nice place where you can show off your designs, but also us at Bead Spider, we put lots of tutorials in here. So if you have a look over here on the right, actually, if you come up to the top and you click on Files, see that? We got loads of free patterns. Look at them all. There's all these free patterns that we put on here that you can go and check out. Just there. Loads of PDFs. You can just go and download them whenever you want. There you go. Look, herringbone beaded bells. Free pattern. Go and get it. Beaded dress. Brick stitch pattern. Go and get it. It's up to you. Whichever ones you want. It's up to you. You can have them. We don't mind. They're free. We do also put Throwback Thursday and Tutorial Tuesday. We do lots of posts, and My Jewellery Journey, which is another one. So you can just click on these, and if you have a look, the Tutorial Tuesday, there you go, there's all the patterns that we do. But if you have a look under the Throwback Thursday, we post one of our videos that we've done in the past. So for example, we did one here, which is about our pearl knotting technique. So a really great technique for learning how to knot pearls. Here's one for doing a flat beaded spiral. Loads of video tutorials. You can just click on them and go watch. It's all free. Go check it out. We've got lots and lots of different things for you to have a look at and enjoy. How to do chenille stitch with micro crystals. How to do a basic elastic bracelet. A poppy for Remembrance Day. A nice bracelet there. Lots and lots of free designs. This one was popular. The Gatsby design that we've got there. A bit of macrame. It's really varied, isn't it? So anyway, that is our Facebook group. So if you want to know the name of the group one last time, if I just go back, it will show you it here. It is Jewelry Making, Bead Patterns, Tutorials, and More by Bead Spider. There is a link in the description, so go check that out. Right, this has been a marathon of a tutorial today. It's been 2 hours. Deb asks, how often do you do these live streams? It was lovely. Well, Deb, I'm here every Friday. So thank you, everybody, for joining me. I will be back next Friday again. Do you know, I think this was a really great tutorial for something that I just sort of threw together because we had the new baby being born in the family and everything was going a bit astray and crazy, and I tell you, a million things I had to do this last few days. I couldn't even tell you how many errands I've run. But anyway, it's a healthy baby and that's what matters. So that's it. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Please share this video, of course, as well. I hope you've enjoyed it. The sale has got another 2 days plus however many hours it was. The timer is up there. But yeah, any of our seed beads, they're all on sale. So go check out the new colors. Go check out everything. Go get your free pattern if you sign up and you're new. All of that. I've said it all a million times now. I'm not going to say it anymore. It's been 2 hours. So I'm done and dusted and I'm ready for a nice cup of tea. So thank you all very, very much for joining me. For those of you who missed it, just very quickly, I will show you one last time the shapes that I did, just so that you can go back and watch them if you missed, because obviously you can rewind at any time and watch this again. So if you're only here at the very end, you've missed the beginning, you can go back, you can learn. I showed you how to make this triangle. Actually, I'll swap that over. There we go. I showed you how to make this triangle, and then I showed you how to make the square. I showed you how to make the diamond, and I also showed you how to make this isosceles elongated triangle. So all 4 of these, I might have to go and put chapters in because it's a long video. But anyway, maybe I'll make shortened versions of each one. But yeah, so thank you all very, very much for watching. I hope you had lots of fun. I hope you learned something new. Yeah, so I'm not going to say any more. You've heard it all before. Please do comment in and tell us the sorts of things that you would make with your pieces. So would you make an earring? Would you make it a cufflink? Would you make it into dice, somebody suggested? Buttons? Comment, comment, comment. Give us lots of comments. That's how we get this video spread, is by people commenting away. So comment in and tell us what you're going to do with the shapes that you've learned to make. I'm off. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you all next Friday, same time. So whatever the time is now, 2 hours earlier than this. That's when I'm on. So thank you very, very much for watching. I'll see you all later. Have a lovely weekend. Bye-bye.